Alright, what's up geometry? So this video is about the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Now you guys should be very familiar with the Pythagorean theorem itself. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now the converse of the Pythagorean theorem gives you 3 dimensions of what could be a right triangle, and you need to see if the 3 dimensions actually make a right triangle. So the way to do this is actually a 2-step process. Remember, the first thing you want to do is to check if the dimensions that are given can make a triangle in general. Alright, and in order to do this, you have to look at the 2 smaller sides. This is the triangle inequality theorem, and you can look back at a video about this if you're confused. But the first thing you want to do is take the 2 smaller sides and see if they add up to be greater than the biggest side. Alright, that's how we check to see if we have a triangle to begin with. Are we working with a triangle here? So in this first example, I have 5 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and 2 centimeters. Well, 3 plus 2, right? 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. It is not greater than 5. So in this case, we don't even have a triangle. Alright, in this second example, my 2 smaller sides are 4 and 8. And 4 plus 8 is definitely greater than 9. 4 plus 8 is 12. So it passes the first test, right? These dimensions make a triangle. Now the question is, what kind of triangle does it make? And that's where the Pythagorean theorem comes into play. You set up the Pythagorean theorem. You substitute for your dimensions here. Remember, the biggest side is going to be your hypotenuse. So you set up your equation. 4 squared plus 8 squared is equal to 9 squared. So that's what you want to check. Is it equal to 9 squared? Right? Is a squared plus b squared equal to c squared? Okay. Is it greater than c squared? Or is it less than c squared? Remember that if a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, then you know it is a right triangle. If a squared plus b squared is greater than c squared, that means the angle across the hypotenuse, right, is smaller, right? It's smaller than 90, right? You can think about it like that to help you. Right, c squared is smaller here, right? You know that if c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, the angle across from the hypotenuse is 90 degrees. So if c squared is smaller than a squared plus b squared, that means the angle across from c is probably going to be smaller than 90 degrees. And if c squared is greater than a squared plus b squared, that means the angle across from C is probably going to be greater than 90 degrees. So that's obtuse. Right? So please keep these 3 pieces of information in mind to solve your converse of Pythagorean theorem problems.